Let's do it. Oh my goodness gracious. You legend.
No.
I love that.
I can't believe. I apologize in advance. I curse a lot.
No. You do not need to apologize for anything. This is how, I mean, if anybody's been in my channel, you guys know I get super animated as well. I love that compilation video. That is such a perfect little package of your energy and your vibe and your humor. I love it.
That's about how streams go all the time. Every stream, I will either sing something. I am dumb. Like, I hit that button, and then I finally looked down, and I was like, wrong button. Got it!
Yeah, that was so funny. You spammed the wrong button for a solid, 30 seconds. Just didn't even care. So funny.
Confident.
I love it. And I appreciate you taking some time on your Tuesday night. How are you? How's life going? How you handling the pandemic? Just tell us how you're feeling overall.
I'm feeling pretty good overall. Work, I'm not gonna lie, it's hell.
Oh, I can't even imagine. For those who don't know, you're a nurse, correct?
Yes.
What specific kind of nurse?
I am the nursing supervisor on the orthopedics floor.
Oh my gosh.
Of my hospital. But unfortunately, we are dealing with overflow.
Yeah. Jeez.
So.
Oh man.
Yeah. our hospital's gotten a lot better recently. I've had less overflow and more of my regular patients.
Well, that's good. Man.
I've been running around with, well, not with a chicken with its head cut off. I've been good, but I feel like everything is just going crazy.
Yeah, the stuff around you just flying around and being obnoxious. Well, I mean, I think I've talked to you about it in your stream before, but I just have a special place in my heart for people who go into nursing in general. You guys are all incredible and dedicating your professional career to wanting to help other people. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. So thank you for being in the line of fire throughout the pandemic for all of us, for all of our loved ones. Can't thank you enough.
No, you're breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking. I appreciate you. As we get ourselves rolling, I appreciate everybody stopping in and giving us your time on a Tuesday night as well. We're going to have so much fun. Sarah's in the building. Yes. My first kill, Melissa's in the building. Good to see you, sis. Kingston Killa, I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being here. Nip is here. Livy's here. You guys are the bomb. You guys are the bomb. I love you. Did Livy say I spelled your name wrong? I must have spelled it wrong in the overlay. Does it say your name wrong?
I don't know. Now I gotta check.
I gotta check now. Liv put it in the chat. I must have, unless I typed it wrong in the what's it called? In the stream title. It says Coughed Cat. That's a pretty good nickname too.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Coughed Cat is an imposter. That's amazing.
Livy's got an eye.
I know, Livy. No. Liv, did you study English or something? I mean, I feel like I need you to edit my paper. Coughed cat is sus. I agree.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna get ejected.
No, you're good. Whoever coughed cat is gonna get ejected. So we should be good. We fixed it real quick. Psychology is basically English, so yes, yeah. I'm gonna need you to check some of my work for work too. I'm just gonna send you our documents at work and just be like, hey Liv, can you just give this a once over for me? I gotta send this to my boss. You know, something like that. Who is this beautiful girl that you were interviewing? Oh, Melissa, this is one of my oldest friends.
Hi.
Coffee Cat is an Ohio streamer, multi-talented, so dynamic, and she's a nurse, so she's got the hugest heart. And I'm very, very lucky that she's decided to give up some time for us tonight. And you're going to get to know her really well here very shortly.
Thanks for having me again, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time coming. I kind of wanted to... My philosophy with this was I didn't want to use you guys fully as... guinea pigs. I kind of wanted to have my shit together before I brought in my really good friends, and I didn't want to embarrass myself in front of you guys. I was cool doing it in front of Melissa. I love Melissa, my first kill, and we had an awesome interview, but she wouldn't judge me the same as somebody who I'm really 10, 12, 13 months close with on Twitch. But Melissa's great too, and I appreciate all you guys for hanging out. Sarah says I have a question. What's the question? We'll run with one of your questions off the rip. So, do y'all have the same headphones? That's a good question. Do we? What headphones do you have?
The Audio-Technica ones.
Yes, we do then. They look so dope. The all white. Didn't you have some with cat ears for a long time?
So yeah, the ones in the compilation I had, they were the Razer ones. The wire frayed, and they didn't work anymore. Because they were USB ones. Now I listen through my interface. But
okay.
Yeah, they don't make good wiring.
Yeah. For
them, and you can't take Rob tried to take them out, and he couldn't figure out.
It's so funny you mentioned that. I've gone through 3 pairs of headsets so far.
Ooh.
I got a SteelSeries one, which was my second pair of headset, but it had the same problem. Like some of these manufacturers, like if the wire goes bad, the whole headset's ruined. So
yeah,
I was on the hunt for one where like the cord could go bad, but my headphones wouldn't. And so that was really like one of the main things I wanted to get in this. So
yeah, that was the nice thing too, because you could just replace because this just comes out.
Yeah. Pop out the cord instead of having to replace the whole thing, which is amazing. So, oh my goodness gracious, Lady Insomnia also showing mad love. We appreciate you, Lady. Lady has had some health issues, and I've been thinking about her a lot. So I hope you're doing well, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support for the extended tier 1 through April. I don't even exactly know how that works, but you guys are amazing and show us way too much love, I swear. Okay, let me see here. Before I forget, I wanted to see if Sarah asked... Oh, Sarah had a question about Kill a Cam. I met Cam through Gingerbread Beauty. So, yeah, he's her mod, and she's one of... Like, literally, it's like the Moist & Loin, Cat, Mocha, Gingerbread, and, like, See You Next Tuesday are, like, the first 5 people that I met on Twitch. In Giordano, and then I just kind of like started to get to know other people in and around those groups as well. So yeah, that's how I know Cam, Sarah. So thank you for asking. Again, if you guys don't know how this works, feel free to ask any questions you have. I have 21 questions for Kat, but if you have other things that pop up as we go along, you just let me know. And without further ado, Kat, are you ready to go?
I think so. You've embarrassed me already, so let's give it up.
No, I embarrassed myself. I was going to say, first of all, you put that out. No, I'm kidding.
I did.
I love that. And it is like, my goal with these is for us to get to know you like on a deeper individual level, but you do such a great job being genuine and authentic every time you stream. And it's one of my favorite things about your channel and about what you do is because there's no fake. Like, you are who you are. Take it or leave it, love me or not, and I just appreciate that so much.
Okay, I'm gonna go cry real quick. I'll be right back.
No, you gotta stay because we gotta get it going here. Lady, I appreciate you again. Thank you so much. D-Box, good to see you, my friend. Thank you guys for all stopping in and saying hello and lurking and hanging out on a Tuesday night. I hope you guys had a great day, and let's dive right in. I'll give you some easy ones to start, and then we'll turn up the heat. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, here we go. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been?
Oh God, you said that was easy.
I meant to like not. I'll avoid the philosophical ones first. How's that?
Okay. I've been out of the country to like the Bahamas.
Ooh.
And we've been on like a beach area where everything, like all the shops were open. It was like summertime. You could see like our cruise ship from where we were at, and the waves were coming in. It was just all open. There was trees everywhere. That's probably the most beautiful place I've ever been outside of like, I've seen Florida like a bunch of times, and I've been to more like, I've been to Boca Raton, Florida.
Okay.
And that's not as like chaotic as Orlando.
Sure.
And I've ventured around that too, but I don't think anything's gonna top the Bahamas, at least yet.
The Bahamas. It sounds gorgeous. I've never actually been, but I can imagine because of it being such a destination that it's just awesome. How long ago did you go?
11 years ago.
Oh wow. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, it was a big family trip dad decided that we had to go because that was his big thing. He always liked to go places. So he was like, "We're going on this cruise ship," and I'm like, "All right, Dad." I'm not gonna complain.
Whatever you say, Dad. I'm riding with you. That's awesome. Very, very cool. I'm laughing. The Moisten Loin says Sam and I are listening, and she said Hawaii, and he said not in my arms? ? That's amazing. Sam, you're a legend. Happy Tuesday to you. That is so funny. HBK Amatic, welcome in, brother. Says, yo, Kimbro and coffee. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. I would just quickly say, I in college, I did this whole thing, and I ended up getting a free trip to Rio, Brazil, like Rio de Janeiro, and it was really, really pretty. I had never been out of the country before, and Rio specifically as a city, we went there before the Olympics were hosted, and it got like apparently really, really gross and like run down after the Olympics just because the Olympic committee was really bad. But beforehand, it was gorgeous, and I loved it. So I know what you're saying. If you can be like beachside by some shops and like warm weather, that it's going to be kind of hard to top that no matter where you go.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's a great first answer. Okay. What's your favorite time of the year?
I know this sounds probably really generic. I like fall for a few reasons.
Okay.
I think fall has like good weather. Like I don't like to be too cold or too hot.
Yeah.
I like to be able to have like, I like pants better than shorts personally. So I can wear pants, kind of like a light jacket, walk around, the leaves are changing. And Halloween's my favorite holiday. So
perfect.
It's there.
It's just all in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I like springtime's not too bad either, but I think spring has all the rain.
It does. It has a lot of rain. Are you originally from Ohio?
Yes.
So you know what it's like as an Ohioan. What I feel like is one of the rare states where you legitimately get all 4 seasons. And there's a lot of rain in the spring. It's and the winters are cold and the summers get really hot. So fall is like really perfect. It's really, really good.
Yeah, because I think just the other day we had some freezing rain. It looked like it was raining outside earlier today, and then it was sunny out.
Yeah, it was. It was all of them all at once. I remember once in high school, it was like early high school, maybe late middle school, going to school in a winter jacket, like puffy coat, fully zipped up. It was probably in the 20s. And by the time we left school, it was like 75 and you had shorts on. Like the temperature swings in Columbus just can be so drastic, or probably all throughout the state of Ohio. But yeah, yikes. Fall's a great answer. I can't argue. I don't want to sound like the person who is just copying you, but when I think about it, fall just really has so many great things. You mentioned the weather. You mentioned the fact that you're not too hot, you're not too cold. I also really like the fact that football season rolls around. You know, as a sports guy, I finally got the Buckeyes back. I got my Brownies back. So yeah, it's really hard to vote against fall. That's for sure.
Are you a Brownies fan?
I am. Yeah.
I live in Cleveland.
You guys are up in Cleveland. What part of Cleveland are you in?
Over by like kind of like more south, like by like Lorraine and all that.
Okay, very cool. Rita's originally from Shaker on the east side.
I've been to Shaker.
It's really pretty.
That's not. So we live where like Rob is from.
Okay. In Lorraine. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think I've ever been there, but it sounds like you're not too far away. Speak of the devil, she just got back. Hello.
Hi, Rita.
Coffee Cat says hello. She says hi. She's got awesome floral pants on. Any chance you can show us your pants?
I want to see your pants.
She's like, don't put me on display. I just got home from a long day.
Oh.
That's true. They're sick though. They look like watercolor. It's gorgeous. Killing the outfit today, sweetheart. That's right. Gigi's in the chat for Rita's outfit. Yeah, I would say fall has got to be my favorite too. And I grew up in Columbus, but in Columbus you're kind of split. You can go 50-50 on the professional teams that you cheer for. And for some reason, my dad was a big Browns fan, so I just kind of grew up with that on in the TV, and I've never been mad that was the case, despite how terrible we've been. Especially nowadays, because the Browns are back.
Well,
Which
yeah,
school?
you could be my mom and be a Bengals fan.
Could be. Uh-oh. Are you showing us your outfit? All right, hold on.
Yes.
Can you see it? You're gonna change clothes? Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, I love those pants.
Wow. You go back to
Okay.
work for like a couple days and all of a sudden you think you a fashionista, huh? Is that how that goes?
She is.
As she's going in to get her sweatpants on.
I mean, I do the same thing
Yeah,
when I get
I
home.
can't blame her. I cannot blame her. Mixie SVT, my brother, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate that so much. You do not need to do that, but thank you for loving us. Thank you for supporting the channel. Wild, it's good to see you, brother. Welcome in. Who else did I miss? Did I miss anybody else? Patriots is in the building too. It's good to see you. I appreciate you guys. Happy Tuesday. We're kicking it with Coffee Cat. What a legend. Love you, Cat. Thanks for hanging out.
I love you.
Backstreet Boys are in sync.
NSYNC. That's what I grew up with as a kid. Like, I grew up with both, but I was a big NSYNC person.
That's the right answer. I mean, it just is, okay? It's
No
undisputable.
strings attached.
Oh,
My-
bye.
Yes.
So good. So
I think
good.
they were my first concert when I was.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't even know how old I was.
Okay.
No, if you like Backstreet Boys, I do like the Backstreet Boys. They're just like they're good, but NSYNC was my jam.
In sync
like-
was it.
NSYNC, Dirty.
Dirty
I see
Pop.
Yanni just
Nips
Dirty
all over
Pop.
it. Yeah. Well, and you know what's so funny is it wasn't really cool growing up to be like a boy band fan. Like I'm at that age where
No.
you're like middle school, high school, and it wasn't like, as a boy at least, it wasn't like cool to like that kind of music. But I had no fear. I was repping in sync. I was down to sing the songs.
Oh my gosh, Rob did too. Rob was a big NSYNC fan.
That's my guy. My guy
Yep.
right there. MC says, oh no, Columbus, I'm taking that sub back. No shot, brother. No shot. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Where are you from, MC? Because that's hilarious that you're instantly out as soon as you figure out that I'm from Columbus. So funny. For both of you, if you could live in one video game for the rest of your life, what would it be? That's what Wild wants to know.
Oh, wild. I play too many games. I play so many different games and so many beautiful worlds.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to think for a moment.
And I'll go first. I'll give you a chance to think. I'm trying to think if I could only live in one world for the rest of my life, one video game world. It sounds like a cop-out. It's like the most boring answer, but it has to be like Madden or NCAA football. Like I gotta live where my sports teams are. Like, you know, I spent so many years inside of Ohio State's football stadium. I kind of like, if you're gonna force me to live somewhere, I'm living there. Oh, you know what? Can I pause? Can I get a
Yeah.
I'm gonna try a second one. I take it back. I'm gonna go Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Ooh, there you go.
Because it's essentially like a workaround. It's kind of like the world we live in right now. They take like Google Maps and make the entire landscape exactly as how it is, so that when you fly your airplane around, you're good to go. So that's a big brain play. I'm staying right where I am because I'm in the flight simulator game.
All right.
What about you?
So I play a lot of different like RPG style games, but I feel like the Final Fantasy X area is just, they have like an island zone, and it's very pretty. It's kind of small. It's like this little area. Yeah, like everything's kind of like, there's like little weird demon things going on, but you know, besides that, it's fine. Like it's fine outside of that, right?
That's so funny. Yeah, that would be, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. There's probably a much better answer out there for me. I'm just trying to get on Wild because Wild gave me that one. That's a tough question right off the bat. He usually starts with some simple ones, but he's coming in hot today. Sarah wants to know, if you could go anywhere, where would you go? Oh, wow.
Ooh, I do know this one.
You do? Okay, you go first.
Yeah, I want to go to Germany really badly.
Oh,
a lot of
fun.
my mom's side of the family is German,
Okay.
and I took German in high school. And
you'd be good to go.
My dad has been there multiple times.
Okay.
And he would always tell us all about it. He talked it up so much. And I've seen pictures. He brought home like the money, the euros that they use. And they probably do not work now. They're probably like really, really, really old. But Yeah, that's
That's a great answer. I'm trying to think.
Munich is the one I want to go
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is I'm trying to think. Munich. I'm really bad with my geography. Like, what part of Germany do you know?
No, I don't know. It might be. Now I'm gonna go.
What did I say? You Google. I'll think of my answer. I would probably have to say, it's a short-term answer, and it's got to be like Toronto. Rita and I have been talking about going to Toronto for a long time, and we were gonna try to make a trip, and the pandemic kind of shut us down. But I've always heard good things about it, and I think I want to try to make that trip happen. So if I really could just like pick up and go one place and it be safe, I would definitely do that.
It looks like it's southern Germany, by the way.
Nice. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So we've been to Detroit for something, and there's like the water where you could cross over, and Canada's like right there.
Yeah. And we've got some family in like the western part of the state of Michigan, so we could split the drive up. We could go visit them, stay for a little bit, have free lodging, and then buzz over across the state and get into Canada. So I think we might actually do that at some point. We didn't take a legitimate honeymoon with everything going on when we got married, so that might be on the list. It really might. It really might.
I didn't get it. We didn't get a honeymoon either.
You guys didn't get a chance to do anything either. Do you guys have plans to go somewhere?
I think we're gonna. So he's never been to Disney World.
Oh, fun.
So I thought about since things are slowly, we're getting the vaccine passed around and everything.
Yep.
I'd like to maybe do that, and not go straight away to across the country.
Right.
Well, my only big worries is I don't know with my job and everything how all of that's going to work, like going in and out of the country and how long I'd have to
quarantine and do stuff.
Right. So I was like, you would go to Disney World, maybe here soon.
We can stay in state or inside the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I'm scrolling up. I'm super behind on chat. Body Rubber said, I just enjoyed the vibe from the boy bands. It was just good music. Just can't go wrong with it. It was just so good. Code Brew said, I saw NSYNC live in Cleveland when I was 6. That's amazing. That had to be so fun. I've actually seen Justin Timberlake like 2 or 3 times in Columbus. He is the ultimate performer. He's amazing.
He's fantastic.
So good. So good. Nip says, if I could be in a video game, I'd want to go back and be a hockey player. Got to go with NHL 94. I love it. He loves that game. That's a good one. That's a classic if you're a sports gamer. Morton Dahl is in the building. Hello. Packer Taco says Madden or Fortnite is where he would go. Good to see you, Packer. Thanks for hanging out. If you had to bring one video game person to life, who would it be? Kat.
Oh, that's hard too.
I know.
I play so many games.
Yeah,
there's so many characters I'm attached to.
Yeah, you play a lot. What's so weird about that for me is I play so many sports games that most of the people that I'm controlling are alive in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Ooh. Probably Tifa from Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Because when I was a kid, I looked up to her a lot.
I love it.
Because she had that strong, was that strong female representation, at least for me, outside of Lara Croft and everything.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
But I really resonated with her as a kid, so I would just love to sit down with her and chat about her. She goes through a lot.
Yeah, that's a great answer. It actually got my wheels turning. So something weird happened during the pandemic. Rita, who has never been a video game player, never been interested in gaming at all her whole life, at some point when I transitioned to being full-time on a gaming PC and streaming with this whole setup, my PlayStation has sat idle for months and months and months. And I don't know how exactly we stumbled upon it. I think it was one of those PlayStation free weeks or months where you could get a free game. And we decided to get Detroit Become Human. And it's the first game Rita ever played, start to finish. And it was cool because I got to watch her learn how to use the controller and progress through the story. And she became addicted to the game. She was taking breaks, she was working, but on her lunch break, wouldn't go for a walk, wouldn't like do anything. She would go and play like through the story. And it was so funny to like watch her sort of, you know, turn into one of us. It was like, you know what it's like welcome. Yeah. And so anyway, there's you play as like 3 different characters or 3 different storylines in that game. And one of the main characters is a girl who rescues a young girl who is being abused by her father, and you play through this whole scene inside this house. You escape the abuse and you steal the girl and you get her to safety. It's amazing. I would probably bring her to life because I don't play a lot of those games myself, but she's such an awesome female character. I would probably vote her. That's a great question though.
I'm gonna have to play that game. I haven't played that one yet.
I definitely suggest it. It's one of the more interesting story-driven games I've seen. Like I don't think it reaches like the lore of like The Last of Us type story. You know, that's sort of like, I don't know. I don't want to say like the gold standard, but one of those types of things where like that's the bar. But Detroit Become Human is really, really good. It's definitely worth it, especially because you could probably get it super cheap now, 3, 4, 5 years later. So definitely consider it. Definitely consider it. Jen is online, is in the building. Jen, it is so good to see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for always stopping in and saying hello. If you guys are not following Kat, my guest today, please go fix that. She's amazing, and we love her so much. So I'm just scrolling through here. Trigger's in the building. It's good to see you too, Trigger. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, I think I caught up to everybody. So let's keep moving on this list. How's that sound?
Yes, let's do it.
Have you ever met somebody who is like an idol or someone you greatly admire?
Unfortunately, no. I wish, because I can't meet Keanu.
That's true.
You
could. It could still happen. He's still with us.
He is. I would kill to meet Keanu Reeves. I just think that man is fantastic.
He's so interesting to me. I grew up with him quite a bit just because I was a big fan of Speed, the movie, when it first came out.
Yes!
Like, I'm at the perfect age where Speed was really, really like a great action film in my youth. And then he's in The Replacements, and he plays a quarterback in a sports movie. And if you didn't know, if you listen carefully, he's an Ohio State alum in that movie. His character plays professionally, but he played in college at Ohio State. So Keanu's like closet, like my guy. Not on your level, but he's one of my guys.
Oh my gosh, I remember Speed, like watching Speed, because my mom's a huge Keanu Reeves person too.
Nice.
And so we watched that. But my favorite movie of his is if you haven't seen it, you really should. It's The Devil's Advocate.
Ooh, I don't know that one.
He plays a lawyer, and Al Pacino's in it, and I highly recommend it. It's probably my favorite Keanu Reeves movie.
Good to know.
Outside of John Wick.
Outside of John, I was just saying, I saw the first John Wick, and he's amazing in those. He's really, really good.
Oh my gosh, that role was made for him. I don't think anyone else could do him justice.
Yeah, it really was. And it's so crazy, like the longevity. Like he's just been able to have staying power, and like I don't see him like all over, social media and really being extremely out there but his movies still resonate with people. He still makes it happen. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. That's a good one. So would he be the one, since you haven't met somebody, he'd be the one you go to? I
would definitely meet him.
Yeah.
I've met a celebrity before, but I wouldn't say I look up to them, but I have.
Oh, who'd you meet?
Okay, do you ever watch Friday the 13th? Like any of them?
I'm not a big scary movie buff, but I do know that's is that with what's her name? She starts with a J.
It's not Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah. That's who I was thinking of. Okay.
No. So
who's in Friday the 13th? That's Freddy Krueger, right?
Nope.
Jesus. Good Lord.
No, you're okay.
I told you I don't watch scary movies for just like my own personal health, like my heart. Like I don't want to have like any future heart conditions sped up just because I'm terrified. So.
Oh my god.
Rita loves scary movies though, so I don't really know how we made it work, but.
But I met the guy who's played Jason 4, he's the most.
Oh,
He's
wow.
like, his name's Kane Hodder. He's like 6'4" or 6'5".
Nice.
He's a big dude.
I bet.
We went to like some horror fest thing with my friend. I went with my friend and his dad,
Yeah.
and I got to meet him, and I shook his hand, and that man had a grip.
Oh,
So
it's a big dude. I bet he did.
I was very intimidated
I
by
love
this
that.
man, because I was like, oh my god, you seem very chill, but I've also watched you fake murder like a lot of people.
Right, exactly. Oh,
Like,
man.
oh,
That's pretty funny. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know that I even have a good answer to this. I probably the ones that stand out the most on like the forefront of my head are just like sports heroes of mine. You know,
Oh,
people that
nice.
are athletes that I've looked up to or like had a poster on my wall back in the day. But I've never met like a celebrity or like a major musician like that. Nothing like that. So I need to get on the hunt. As soon as COVID's over, we need to start being
We're going.
groupies and, you know, following tour buses around or something.
all right, that's our. This COVID is over, guys. We're taking the streams on the road. We're gonna go meet celebrities.
That's it. We're only going to do IRL streams from our phone and document what happens. Gosh, imagine. All right, Kat, if you could be voted the most blank as an adult, what would you be voted for? Like, think like your high school yearbook. Like, if someone was going to vote you the most blank, now that you're grown, what would it be?
I actually did get one of those in high school.
Okay.
They had like most likely to. Oh, what was it? Like most likely to, like, succeed, but like not like in a bad way, like to say others wouldn't succeed, but it
Sure.
basically made it sound like you were like the most likely person to like get through like college, basically.
Oh, I
And
love
go
it.
on and move along with your life.
Yeah.
So everyone picked me. Like I didn't have like a lot of people that I graduated high school with,
Mm-hmm.
but we were all like pretty familiar with each other. So yeah, that is actually what I got voted for, and I mean I guess I'm somewhat successful.
That's
in
so funny.
a sense. I don't know if that's the one I would have picked. I don't know what I
Sure.
would have picked for myself.
But that's probably
don't-
what you would be voted for by people now.
Hey guys, I made it.
Exactly.
I think
love
the
it.
rest of you did too. But
Speaking of, did your high school have like high school reunions, like a 10-year reunion?
so I just turned 27, so I actually haven't.
You
had
haven't
a
even
reunion
had it yet. I was gonna say, I don't think Rita's is coming up too, because she turns 28 this year. So you guys aren't even
Okay.
there yet. Or I guess 5 years are pretty popular too. Did you guys get together at all?
They like mentioned something on a Facebook group, like they
Yeah.
found someone found all of us that they were Facebook friends with, and they talked about it, and we never actually did it.
Yeah. I was gonna
I
say that
don't-
was essentially what happened to us too.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I would go.
Yeah.
I don't.
I didn't. I don't blame you.
It's not that I had a bad high school experience. I just don't talk to hardly any of those people. I talk to a person that I have grown up with all of my life. So she and I are still very good friends to this day.
Yeah.
And then my college roommate was from high school.
Okay.
So I still talk to her, but I don't talk to a lot of people from
You
high
know
school.
what? That's exactly the answer that I had. Because Rita, she's saying she has her 10 years coming up this year, and I think she wants to go, but mine already passed, and that was my feeling too. If I wanted to talk to you, I still talk to you.
That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
I had some people like randomly try to. I don't know if you've had this, but I've kind of had like some people like try to reach out like over the years, like people I never really talked to, but they'd seen like I had gotten married, or that I was doing this, or that I like lived in Cleveland now, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, like that's so exciting! I can't wait to meet your husband. I was like, you're probably never gonna meet my husband because I don't know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
also.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the only reason I go home is to see my mom and my brother.
Right.
Like, like go see my family. I'm not, no offense, but everyone who I like spend my time with is either on the internet through Twitch or
Yeah.
they live near me.
Yeah. No, exactly. And it's so interesting too, because like we said, like I either talk to you. I wonder what the future looks like for reunions, because older generations, part of the reason why you do a reunion is because you guys don't see each other. But now with social media and how interconnected we are, I can see you, even if it's virtually. I can kind of keep track of what's going on with your life if I want to. And so it's kind of a turnoff if, like, I'm already kind of aware, but now we don't really cross paths anymore and we have nothing really in common. So why would I go to a reunion? You know what I mean? Like, my mind's kind of like, I don't know if we're actually going to do those anymore. Maybe. We'll see. Kind of an interesting thought.
Maybe for nostalgic purposes, but I don't see them being something we keep for the rest going forward.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you want kids, obviously. I don't know if like future children of anyone who wants or has them is going to have those.
Yeah. Nope. That's a really good call. It's just so interesting. It's weird. Like I said, I didn't go, and I actually really had fun, like, in high school. Like, I enjoyed my high school experience, you know, in totality. It wasn't bad for me. You know, I had a lot of fun. I played some sports. I was involved in stuff. Yeah, I'm not necessarily in a hurry to go back and see anybody. If I talk to you, I talk to you. If not, it's okay. Good. Take care. Yeah. See you later.
yeah. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yep. Just so I have an answer on this too, I probably would be voted most musical. I didn't get that in high school. But I ended up like going and being a musician in college, and
nice.
I probably, like, if people looked back on what I've done, that's probably what they're gonna pick me for. My parents were voted like best parents though, and they're still pretty awesome. So.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, they're pretty great. We love them. Just Jess is in the building. Miss Kimbroplays wants to clarify she does not want to go to her 10 years. Wild said he did not go to his. And Jess said she wouldn't go to hers either. So it's kind of interesting. A lot of people not voting yes, interestingly enough. So
I think we've just come to that point of, like, if we want to talk to you, I will talk to you. Like, if I have an interest in seeing you, I'm also very, like, introverted. I know on stream I don't, like, I'm very outgoing and things like that. But in person, I'm kind of really quiet.
Yeah.
And that's just how I am.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to talk to people when it's not right in front of you. Why would I want to give myself any form of, like, anxiety by being around all of these people? Well, they're not bad people.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that?
Yeah. That's really funny. Rita's really similar. She's very much introverted and writes stuff down instead, and she's not really interested in going. Yeah, I was a little more extroverted, but I also, like I said, I feel like I'm past a point where if I needed you in my life with any sort of regularity, I would already have you there. And if you're not, it's okay. I don't hate you.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something I'm like actively seeking out. Like, oh, I gotta make it to my reunion so we can catch up. Like,
exactly.
It's fine. It's all good. Good luck to you. Tell us a little bit about what makes you feel inspired or feel like your best self. We're getting a little deeper now.
I have always grown up around, like, I always grew up with, like, women in my family being very, very strong and very, not opinionated, but very, oh my gosh, I can't formulate the word I want to use.
Like self-sufficient kind of strong?
Yeah, like, so my dad always made sure that I knew how to do things. And he always made sure that I could take care of myself. It was always like, you don't need anybody else to take care of you. You gotta take care of yourself. You don't need that person.
Yeah.
You should just want that person.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has led into my life. I'm very independent.
Yeah.
So having Rob being with me, you know, and us working together, it can kind of get hard because he'll, like, want to help me with something. I'm like, no, I got it. And, you know, my mom is a very inspiring lady. She's so kind and caring, and she always left the openness of being able to talk to her about anything. And I know that's not a luxury that I've talked to people that they don't have that luxury with their mom.
Right. Yep.
And I just, growing up and watching her and seeing her how she is with people, I feel like that has really rubbed off on me.
Nice.
And I think it's really shaped me into both at what I do with nursing and how I care for my patients.
Sure.
And how I deal with my nursing team, because I'm in charge of a team now.
Yeah.
So when I'm there, you know, I'm running a whole show. with my director behind me.
Yeah.
But also how I deal with like my stream and my community and how I create that space too.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have her and like my dad's capabilities, I don't think I'd be the same person. I don't think I would do these things the same way.
Sure. Yeah. Or yeah. I mean, that's beautiful. I'm sure if we could clip it and send it to your parents, they'd say that's exactly what they hoped for, right? Like that's mission accomplished, check mark, you know, that kind of thing. But that's exactly why I like to ask that kind of question, to kind of get an idea of your inspirations and the people who helped mold you and shape you into what you are. And I know I certainly feel that way whenever we interact, and you know, you definitely feel like a very strong presence and someone who has their ish together, and it's fun. I personally enjoy interacting with people like that. I enjoy, you know, dealing with people who are intrinsically motivated to improve themselves and want to get better and want to grow and want to think outside the box and just all of that stuff. It's awesome, and I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you, and that's a great answer.
Thank you.
That's a great answer.
Friend.
I gotta say hello to a couple people in the chat real quick.
Oh no, you're okay.
Quackers, welcome in. Good to see you. Lovey Dove in the building. Kablam is in the building. Some legends, we love you. Thank you guys for hanging out on a Tuesday night. Appreciate you so much. You know, I definitely feel inspired by kind of along the same lines of what I was just saying, the people in my life that are really doing great things and really enthusiastic and passionate, right? Like I think about you and your career and what drives you. I think about Rita and how she is intrinsically motivated to help other people and dedicate her time and energy to helping other people get better at whatever's going on in their lives. Same with Liv. Like my friends, my group of guy friends, they're all doing really, really great things and trying to help people, in their unique professions, but whether it's as husbands or fathers, because a couple of them are, it's really cool stuff. And I'm proud of us. I hope we all just, continue to thrive and have great health and succeed in throughout life. So I love that.
Me too. I there's so many people to be inspired by, so it was really hard to come up with a full answer without listing so many people.
That's all good. You nailed it. It was perfect. It was a perfect response. Okay, kind of a fun one here.
Okay.
If given the option to time travel to your past and give yourself some advice, which age would you choose to go to? Not necessarily what's the advice, but what age?
15.
15. Ooh, pretty much like you were all over that date.
Yeah. I since we're not going into detail, it's just that the things that happened in my life at that point, there were some things that had happened, and they're not bad, by any means. Stupid kids, stupid. Oh, I probably shouldn't curse on your stream. I'm so sorry.
No. We're. I like to think that we are family friendly, but it's not because of our language. It's because of the vibe and the energy. You know what I mean? You may catch a rogue swear word here and there, but it's only for added emphasis or effect. So
right.
Let them fly.
So it's at 15, I had hit that high school point, and that was the age where things had kind of shifted, I guess, in a way. Yep. I'm sure a lot of people might understand what I mean around that. 14, 15, even 16, I'll throw that in there too. And I had done stupid shit. Well, there it goes. Yeah, I'm sorry.
My house is your house, so you go ahead.
And, I think if I could, I'm not going to say I regret the things I did. I try not to live with regrets of things because they shaped me as a person.
Yeah.
But I would probably go and, well, now I feel like I'm just answering the question and, talk to my 15-year-old self and be like, that's a whole almost decade later, over a decade. And just maybe let them know, hey, things, while they might not be the greatest, it does get better.
Yeah. And that's really solid advice. I think all of us probably could use the hindsight, right? The ability to look back or go back and be able to say it ends up being okay. It ends up being fine, and you don't need to be worried. It improves. What would that peace of mind do to you in certain moments in your past? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously we don't have that luxury, but it would be cool. And 15's probably a really solid age for a lot of people. That's probably a really formative age where a lot of decisions are happening and a lot of things are happening. You know, I definitely think if I don't have exactly that number, I would have a number similar to it. Just to kind of, like you said, shape and go back and be like, you know, it's all right. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, that's always a fun one. That's a really good answer. Rita appreciated that question. I never hear that from her, so I guess we must have done pretty good with that question. She said, "Ooh, that's a good question." Lovey Dove says, "Live in the dream." It's good to have you, brother. I hope you had a wonderful Tuesday. Kablam, we love you so much. Thank you for all the love and support that you give to us. Thank you for stopping in and making us a part of your day, brother, man. Good to see you. Galaxy, thank you for being here and hanging out. Let me see. I'm getting set up at the moment, but you guys stay safe. And all the love from over this way. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We appreciate you so much, my friend. He's a 21 Questions alum and a really, really good dude.
Oh, nice.
Miss Kimbroplays says, what is funny is I would go back and tell myself to do more stupid shit. I took life way too seriously. That's actually funny, and I know that that's actually true from talking to her. She definitely would.
Oh my gosh.
My boy JG says, no worries, I've done so many stupid things, and to be honest, I still do. That's totally fine. Most of us still do. That's
True.
So good. Kat, if you could shop for free at any store, which store would you choose and why?
Ooh, now I gotta pick between the things that I like. Dang it, that's hard because I'm like, there's video games, but I like clothes, and then there's makeup. It's just like, what? Ooh. See, I like American Eagle too much to not have the ability, and their pants. That's like the pants that I buy. Like, I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but you have a brand of pants, and that's just the brand you buy because you know they're so expensive. They're like $50 pants.
Yep. I was gonna say, but if they fit and you love them, you can't argue, right?
Right, and they always like it's always like the best fitting pants for me personally.
Yeah.
So if I could just have free reign of American Eagle and buy all the things,
that'd be the move. That would be the move.
That would be the move.
I love that. That's a great answer, and just like any place where you could definitely have all of your clothes and be solid, you can't go wrong. Guests in the past have said Target for a similar reason, where it's like you can hit a couple different sections all at once.
That's true.
Nip says Best Buy, which that was a previous answer of mine, was Best Buy, just because I love Best Buy and have for my entire life. But I'm switching it up today. I'm gonna pick a different place, and I'm actually gonna go with I've really loved Amazon, and I'm just trying to go through the Amazon warehouse. Just give me let me break into the building. I'll figure out what's going on and what's in the boxes, but I bet I'm solid with everything that I find in there, or at least I could find anything that I really, really need in there. So it's a little off the wall, but I'm picking Amazon.
You're gonna get some interesting stuff when you go through that.
That's true. Have you seen the trend on YouTube of like people picking? Apparently, you can reach out to a website where you can get like the returned items from Amazon in a box, and then you can unbox that box for content on YouTube.
No.
It's a whole thing, and a lot of people really like watching it. It's kind of like a treasure hunt. So, I don't know how hard it would be to get your hands on an Amazon return box, but I'm not gonna say I might do it. We might try to do it just for the content, just to try to be different, even though it's like trying to be the same.
I'm both intrigued and worried about what would show up to my door.
The couple of videos that I've seen, I think the one rule is you gotta throw out any fluids. Anything that has like liquids Don't try to parse out if it's good or if it's bad. Just chuck it, just to be safe.
Okay.
I think
probably smart.
Otherwise, I think you're okay. Maybe wear gloves, and a mask just in case. But,
the whole getup that I wear.
I was gonna say, just bring home your entire nursing. You'd be really solid if you wanted to do a video like that on your channel, because you've got all the equipment, right? You're already ahead of the game for all of us. It's so funny.
All right, let's do this.
I love it. Judge Dreadnought is in the building. It's good to see you, Judge. Mistakes are what make us good, bad / indifferent, as long as we learn from them and move on. That's a great sentiment. You're all over it, man. And he also says his Chick-fil-A store. Can't lie, that's up there on the list for me. I love me some Chick-fil-A. If I had to go for one place for the rest of my life for free, I might.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a food place, that might be my food place. What would be your food place?
Ooh, we have this Thai restaurant by us because I really like Thai curry. I'm like addicted to curry, so I would want free. Yeah, I love like Thai curry. So I would want free. I want all the free curry.
All the curry you can get your hands on.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Hey, you do you. Now that you and Mrs. Kimbroplays would be in, I am not adventurous in movies or food, so I would be like, y'all can eat. You do you. You do your thing. I know, you and Rita, you guys can hit it. Probably Livy too.
Oh my god, girls trip, I'm coming to Columbus.
I was gonna say, you can hit multiple of us if you come down here to Columbus. So you just let us know after the pandemic. Now, speaking of, did you get a shot?
I did.
You did?
I did.
You're all set. Well, hell,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the CDC says you guys can hang out now. So
sweet.
Just set it up. I'll give you her number after this.
Sweet, sounds great.
I love it.
I already have Liv's number too. We'll just be in a group.
just be blasting all of us husbands. These mothers. JG says, I think I would probably choose Bass Pro Shops and buy the entire hunting and fishing section. That's not bad. You could feed yourself off of hunting and fishing. I'm not really a big hunter myself, but that's not horrible. It's a pretty big brain move. I don't blame you there. Ming is in the building. It's good to see you, Ming. Giselle is here. Hello, Giselle. Thank you guys for pulling up. Sim Floyd says, what question we're at? We're about halfway through, actually. Maybe a little over. So we're working our way through the list. Appreciate you stopping in, coming through and saying what's up. Happy Tuesday to all of you guys. Kimbro, the girls go out and I will show up and teach you how to cook. That's not a bad idea, Wild. That's not bad. I was going to vote. Instead of that, we just go see hockey. Let's just go get tickets and watch some sports. All right, this one's a fun one. I really like this one, Kat. You have been arrested.
Oh, shit.
Your friends and family find out that you are in custody, but they are not told what happened and what the charge is. What do you think they think you have done? Like, what will be the first thing that comes to their head about what Kat did to get herself arrested?
Oh god, I probably snuck into like some gaming event when I wasn't supposed to. Like that would be
like trespassing.
Like I trespass. Like I'm not supposed to be there, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going in. I gotta see all that. I gotta get sneak peeks, man. Sneak peeks.
Yeah. Like an E3, like where they're dropping all the new trailers. Imagine.
Yes. Oh god.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, because E3 is like on my list.
Yeah. No, that's really, really good. That's E3. I think would be amazing to go see. And I'm like kind of only new to just like everything, especially in like the further world. Like I was always over here in my little sports gaming bubble on console, and now in the last year or so, I've sort of expanded and started to learn more and more about the amazing games out there. And I'm getting more into E3. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. Trespassing into something. That's pretty solid. I'm actually probably pretty high up on the list with you. I probably snuck into like the Super Bowl or like some like major sporting event, the March Madness tournament, something like that. That's probably my answer.
There you go.
What is your favorite meal to cook and why?
Ooh, so this is something my mom has taught me how to make, and it is so good, but it is homemade chicken noodle soup. Like chicken and noodles. It's thicker than like the can, like, you know, the stuff like you get in like the can that was kind of thin and all that. And she uses like the thicker Oh, I don't know what noodles they are, but she uses these really thick noodles, and oh, it's so good.
That sounds really good. Well, and the other part about it, like the logical side of my brain that always kicks in, is having a go-to chicken noodle soup throughout the life cycle. You can never go wrong. Like,
no,
you ever get sick, you'll always, like, your heart will be warmed. You'll be all set.
Yeah, and it's really easy, and we throw it all into like it just on the stove in this big pot on the stove, and it doesn't even take that long. And then just Rob and I, so we just toss it in the fridge. It heats up. Oh, why is everything like always better the next day?
the old reheat solid. And I was gonna say it probably goes pretty well with you to work. Like if you ever take it with you to work the next day for lunch or whatever. That's not bad. I never really thought about that because I was never really a big like take stuff with me to work kind of guy. I've never been like huge into leftovers, and I'm learning through living with Rita. She's a huge leftover person. Like we have more Tupperware than socks. Like we've got so much, and so we've learned more and more about some of that stuff, and like something as simple as having an air fryer. Like she used the air fryer to warm like all of her leftovers, like the ones you can warm. Gone are the days of like punching something into the microwave for 30 seconds. Like that don't fly in our house.
Yeah, we have an air fryer too, and it is a fantastic tool to have because not everything needs, like, we don't have, like you said, not everything has to go in the microwave.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are big leftover people in this house, especially since I work 12-hour days. It's really easy for me to, because if I have to be up at like 5:30 to get to work by 7, all I have to do is grab the Tupperware container.
And you're out the door.
Out the door, done.
That's perfect. Yeah. And like for us, it kind of goes into my answer. My favorite meal to cook is definitely breakfast for dinner. Like I'm a huge breakfast for dinner person, and with our air fryer, I actually get like almost the entire like dinner like in one. Like I air fry like the potatoes with like sausage and bacon. Like you can put it all in the same little basket and just like do it all there, and then you're good to go. So yeah, we're big air frying people in our house. I can't believe I lived so long without one. Like,
right?
I feel a little bit robbed that my childhood didn't have one.
Same.
I'm a little salty. I don't, that's a different conversation for another day. But I am pretty salty that, the future generations get all the cool stuff. Man, it sucks.
They really do.
It sucks. Ming says, "How are you guys?" We're good. Kat, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling good?
I got my coffee.
I was gonna say you're sipping on some coffee. That looks like a Starbucks to go.
It is. We went to GameStop earlier today.
Ooh, get anything fun?
So I picked up Resident Evil 4 and 2.
Oh my goodness.
I originally went for 2 because I played 4 a really long time ago, and they had 4 right in front of 2, and it was on super sale, and I looked at Rob and I was like, I'm getting both.
We're grabbing them both. Good for you.
Both.
Good for you. That's fun.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I was in a GameStop, but I am pretty happy that GameStop made its little stock revival in the last few weeks. I've got some nostalgia as it relates to having like GameStop, and so I love that. I'm glad that it's back. No, go ahead.
Sorry. We usually don't step out and go out a whole bunch, but we needed to pick up some groceries and go out and about. And I was like, I really want to just look and see, because I love physical copies of games.
Yeah.
I love owning the physical copies of things. And I'm a big fan of the other series that Capcom does. And I've never dove into Resident Evil.
Got it.
It's like, all right, it's time. It's time.
I'm glad you picked it up. My friend Ronnie, Veronica Solo, has been streaming Resident Evil 4 specifically. She was streaming it last night, and she's like loving it. And so it's funny that you brought it up, because there's like clearly like a few people jumping on the Resident Evil throwback train.
I've heard it's good, so I'm really looking forward to it as soon as I finish what I'm playing right now.
Says, I was gonna say, Nip says you'll love it. It's awesome.
Ooh. Wait, did Rita say something faster?
She did. She says, have you had the brown sugar oat milk? Brown sugar oat milk, have you?
Yes, it's so good.
Is it?
It might be.
She's a big Starbucks fan.
I try to make coffee at home, but Rob loves their teas, and he gives me that look, and he's like, we're out already. I'm like, yes, we'll go through.
Fine.
Fine if we have to.
Yeah, she's actually pretty good about making coffee at home in our little Keurig mini in the mornings. But the problem is, I don't know if it's a problem. She wouldn't call it a problem. The problem is that here at our apartment complex, in the main office, there is a self-service Starbucks machine. So like that, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, like middle of your work afternoon, she just buzzes over when she works from home. And so throughout the pandemic, she's been having like this like afternoon Starbucks fix. And she's now in her second week going back into the office. And so I think she's struggling to like make it through the day, through the afternoon without that little Starbucks pick me up. Cause she'll be like, oh yeah, at like 1:30 I went to Starbucks. I'm like, okay, all right, I see what's going on here. And then she's up at like midnight buzzing. Like, I gotta be at work in the morning, but I had afternoon coffee. I'm like, okay, this is what happens. This is what happens.
I mean, it's a mood, but I can't blame her.
Can't blame her. Can't live your best life. Do you? Do you? That's so funny. JG says, I don't know why, but I just got a very intense craving for crab legs. Am I pregnant? What a knucklehead.
I mean, congratulations.
I was gonna say, good for you. Congratulations. Too good, Kat. Too good. Maggie Chaos is in the building as well. Good to see you, Maggie. I believe Maggie's up in Cleveland as well and wants to own her own cafe someday. So Maggie's pretty cool. We like Maggie in here.
That's on Rob's list too. I don't know why. He's a big musician, but he wants to own a coffee shop like someday.
That'd be super cool. Yo, you guys make it happen. We'll make the trip. We'll come order from you guys. Clearly, we're a big coffee house. Even though I don't drink coffee, aka Rita is a huge coffee fan.
Rita gets me.
I know. She's something else. Kat, growing up, which of your parents were you the closest to and why? And then part 2, has that changed?
Ooh, I'm gonna warn you with the answer.
Yeah.
It can get a little sad, and I apologize in advance.
You're good.
So I was definitely closer to my dad. Now I am the oldest. I do have a younger brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I was dad's girl, you know, as it is. Like, I wouldn't say I got everything I wanted, but he like always, and I would always hang out and do things together. Like, he always made sure that like we did things together, just like my mom and I did things together. Now, unfortunately, my dad did pass in 2018.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Kat.
Sorry. Yeah, very sorry for kind of not to. Bleh. I am okay, but I don't want to dampen down the mood. But yeah, unfortunately, we did lose him. While that was rough, my mom and my brother and I really have gotten even closer. And I wasn't that I was never close with my mom. Like, that's a very tough question because I was fortunate enough to have that tight family connection with the four of us. But since then, we've just been all like really, really tight together. Like, I'm always calling my mom, checking on her.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's figured out Twitch.
I've seen that. I've seen she's come into your channel a few times, and I think that is so funny.
What's even worse is my mods have taught her how to give subs and bits. Because she's like, I want to do it. She'll see people doing it, and she
wants to get in on the action. Yeah.
I want to do it. I was like, nobody tell her. And my mod's like, I'm sure you've seen Condat a lot in the chat. And he's like, I'm not messaging her right now about it. I'm like,
so funny. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's awesome that, you know, that in the wake of everything, you know, not only has it brought you guys closer, but, you know, you guys have been able to still have that time. And like you said, I know you said you've gone back to visit and stuff. So, super sorry for your loss, but I'm glad you still have been able to foster like stronger bonds with the family members that are left.
Yeah, I think it's brought and like I said, we weren't not close, but I feel like it just really brought in that bond even closer between the three of us. Yeah. Because my brother and I, we got closer a lot more as we were as adults, 'cause we're only 2 years apart.
Yeah.
So we were bashing heads a lot as teenagers.
Sure.
But when I left for college, and I never moved back home. Like I would for like summertime, but I never moved back.
Yeah,
I've
moved
always
back
been
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I always went back to college, and then I met Rob at that point. So I moved in with Rob when we graduated.
Yep.
So I never went home. But a lot of that went down, and yeah, like my brother walked me down the aisle. My mom was very involved in all of the wedding stuff, and it was really, really cool. It was really, while that sad event did happen, we have all just come closer together and just a tight little knit family, and Rob's a part of it too. And
I love it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And you know, obviously extremely sad, and may your father rest in peace. I'm sure he was a wonderful guy, and he would be extremely proud of you and what you guys have done ever since.
Yeah.
But it is also really, really cool that it didn't, you know, destroy the family unit. If anything, it made it closer, which is a beautiful thing.
Thank you, friend. Sorry about the food, guys. I apologize.
No, I mean, we want to get to know you, and if we don't know the answer and the story is sad, you know, unless you don't want to talk about it, but in general, like that's a part of how we get to know you and understand what makes you you and what's brought you to where we are today. And I love watching you. I love you. So I want to know the story, you know? So, as long as you're willing to tell us about it, I don't have any, you're not bringing down the mood is the point. You're the bomb, and you're the guest. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. Shockwave Inc. with the follow. Appreciate you, Shockwave. Welcome in. We got Kat hanging out with us, and be sure to drop her a follow too while you're at it. Go ahead, Kat. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, I just, oh god, I think I lost my train of thought like going in about it, but I've come to the conclusion that it is something that I don't mind talking about. When it first all went down, I was very not willing to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's outside of like with Rob or people that knew.
Sure.
But it's also become this thing of I've made a lot of new friends like yourself, and it's not something I really can hide, because I think a lot of people would always like people eventually would like if I just talk about my mom, I'm sure people would eventually ask about him.
Sure.
So it's like I don't want to hide that, and it's not a bad thing. It's like it's not that I feel guilty. It's just that always like I want to preface like, hey, this might upset you a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't upset me at all. I think more people are worried that they're going to upset me.
Sure.
Like, you're not upsetting me at all.
Yeah. Well, and I, you know, obviously everybody's stages of grief are different, and the process changes and ebbs and flows, but it sounds like you're in a really healthy place with it, and, you know, able to function in the world and, you know, sort of carry on his legacy, you know, through you and through how you act, which is really beautiful too.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Next question. We got about 10 left. 10 official ones left, okay?
Ooh.
What's your favorite smell and why?
Ooh. Have you ever smelled like a lavender candle, like from is it Yankee Candle?
Yankee is one of the big ones, yeah.
Okay. I like the smell of like the lavender and like the lavender flowers.
Okay.
I'm not big into sweet scents, like the candles.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not something, if I'm going to put a candle in my house, it's got to be one that I want to smell continuously throughout, and I don't know why. I'm just not into the idea of a baked good. But lavender tea smells amazing, and it tastes really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Lavender are like not like a vanilla cookie, but like just a little bit of like a hint of vanilla.
Yeah, that is a really nice smell. I was gonna say, like, you know, lavender itself, I think is supposed to be like really, really healthy and a really, really, you know, good smell. It's really, really good for you. So, that makes a lot of sense. And Wild is nutty. I don't know what this man is doing. We're just here vibing, talking about smells, and he drops a huge bit donation. Wild,
you love to see it.
You're crazy, man. Thank you for the love. Thank you so much. What I was gonna say though is lavender's like awesome. I'm not big on the baked good smells either, especially in a candle. Rita is like, I don't want to say that she is particularly, but she doesn't hate it as much as I do. And I tend to like the citrus flavors. So like
Ooh, yeah.
smells of orange or lemon, like even if it's like an industrial cleaning solution smell, for some reason I like those smells. I don't know.
Oh, like the Lysol wipes, but they have like that orangey scent to them.
Yeah, or like I think there used to be like a hardwood floor cleaner. Is it Pine Sol? Pine Sol's a good smell. There's all kinds of weird. I at some point in college, my mom gifted our college house where I was living, the apartment I had, because it was all boys. You know, it was me and like 3 or 4 other men, and grown men at the time. She like found an air freshener that is essentially like it's like shavings of orange or lemon. It's like concentrated like spray. It's not like, you know, like kind of like a light. It is like if I just shoved like orange peel up your nose, that's how strong it is. And she gave that to us, and you know, because of like, you know, our house would smell, or like they would smell when they got done using the restroom or whatever. And you know, you smell something so long, you kind of like get accustomed to it, or like you kind of gravitate to it, and that's where I'm at. That's I love those smells mostly. Miss Kimbroplays says, I used to like baked good candles, and then I gave them up out of love for you. Very funny. Very, very funny. Yeah, I don't know. The last thing I want to do is have the smell of like delicious cookies throughout the house and then not have any fucking cookies to eat. Like,
right?
That is the worst possible 1-2 punch. So I don't get down on the baked good candles. I can't do it. Wild says, I love the pine smell. Sim Floyd says, chicken nuggets is also good. I do like the smell of chicken nuggets.
Yeah, they do smell pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. That's not bad at all. My boy Brunstad is here. Says, I love the smell of spent bullet casings and bacon. That is a true American right there. My guy Brun. Love you, brother. Appreciate you stopping in. He's probably one of the funniest follows I have on Twitter and Twitch. Just a wild man. An absolute wild man. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for hopping in here. That's a great answer. Okay, this is a fun one. Kind of hypothetical here, Kat. Would you rather travel back in time to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go to the future and meet your descendants?
I kind of want to go back and meet my ancestors.
Ooh, okay.
There's a lot of really cool family history. My dad has a map from the 1600s, like a family tree map of when his family came from England to like over to America.
What?
Yeah, we still have it. It's really hard to see, but it is this big family tree, like dating all of these people and where they started and like where they ended up at. Like a lot of them ended up in like a little part of Kentucky that's not too far away from like the crossovering border of Ohio.
Yeah.
But I would love to sit and chat and talk with them about what made them make the move from England to come over here.
Yeah, that'd be fascinating.
And kind of what their life was like.
Yeah. No, that's a really good one. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I originally thought that the descendants would be cool just because in the back of my head, I'm like really curious, like the state of the world in the future. Like I'd want to be nosy and see like, do we have flying cars? Like, you know, some weird shit like that. But it would be really cool to be able to go back and talk to like a really interesting ancestor and understand like what it's like. Rita and I don't have a question in here talking to you tonight about binge watching a show, but we recently just got through I think it's 5 seasons or 4 seasons of oh my god, it's this love story out of Scotland. It's on Netflix, but Outlander. Have you ever seen Outlander?
No, but I will have to check it out now. So I'm a bit of an IMDb like I don't want to call it a snob. That's probably the best word for it. Like I struggle to like get into things that like aren't really well rated. It's just like a weird pet peeve I have. And Outlander gets an 8.4 on IMDb, an 89% in Rotten Tomatoes, and an 8.9 out of 10 from TV.com.
So it's kind of legit. It's real good. And there's like 5 or so seasons. It was originally on Stars, I think. And Netflix picked up the rights, and you can watch most of the seasons right now on Netflix. And we just got through it a month ago or so. And anyway, the whole point is it happens in like the 1700s. And so I've had my mind a lot on like ancestors and where we come from, because there's some time travel elements in the show that are really, really cool. And so I love your answer. That's a great one. That's a great one.
I'm gonna have to check out this show now.
You should. It's really good. I think you'd really, really like it. It's got enough like mystical fantasy elements going on. It's good. It's really, really good. My cousins are actually addicted to it. Like they buy like merch, and like they have like a full length like queen size comforter with one of the actors' faces on it. They're a hot mess. But yeah. Maggie says she loves the vanilla and patchouli combo. That's a good one. Those are good fragrances together, especially. Mr. Chaos calls me his little emo hippie. That's amazing. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. I was gonna say, who else did I miss? Did I miss anybody else? No, I think I got everybody. Brun's in here. I said hello to him. Judge says he'd go to the future. Yeah, there's a big part of me though that like would be dying to see like what happened in the future. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Did we leave it okay? You know, did we did we set everybody up for success, or have we failed miserably? You know.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite age growing up?
Ooh. I'm trying to think. I think around maybe 16 or 17. If we're are we gonna count that under the growing up age as well? Or should I go back?
No. Okay. Whatever age. It's almost like really any year in the past.
Okay. Reason being is I was in marching band, and I had started to really get to know a lot of people, and I had really started to expand on those friends groups. And I started to realize the people that were actually there for me.
Yeah.
And meet people that did mean a lot to me. And I had a lot of fun in marching band. We got to go to Disney World and play in the parade.
Fun.
And oh my gosh, it was a lot of fun. So probably around that time, like that growing up time. Because I also got to learn a little bit about myself and kind of start getting into more of the things that I liked without feeling judged.
Yeah, which is always really good. It's a good feeling. Yeah. That's a good age. Yeah, for a lot of the same reasons. I think we've talked about it before. I was in marching band too, and some of my favorite memories from my past or my youth come from moments where I was hanging out with those people in those scenarios. So I definitely, it would be high on my list as well to be able to go back and relive, you know, a certain game or a certain trip that you guys got a chance to go on as a big group. Always really, really fun. What instrument did you play?
Flute.
Nice. Do you still have it?
I do. I think it's in my mom's attic though.
Okay.
It's not like in my house.
I was gonna say, you haven't busted it out in a while.
No.
I love it. Yeah, I don't really have any of my stuff either. Like, there's not a lot of application for like really loud single snare drums like after a certain time, you know.
What?
You can't really like join like community band with your marching snare drum. They don't really fit in anymore. So yeah.
What?
There's some people who do marching or who do snare drum, but we're talking like, you know, drumline style with all the stick flips and like loud rim shots. Can't really do it, you know. Can't really do it.
Maybe.
Wild says your community wants you to play flute on stream sometime. I would love that.
No, you don't.
I would love that. Please let me know when that stream happens.
Oh, of course. Yes. I will definitely try to find my flute amongst my things.
I love that. Mrs. Kimbroplays is going to get a workout in, but she said she was glad she stopped in and sent you some hearts.
Bye, Rita. I love you.
We love you. What are some of your hobbies, and how did you get into them?
Ooh. I So I'm sure some people might know I do cosplay, if that makes sense, if people don't know what that is.
Well,
I'm a really big nerd if y'all haven't figured that out already.
No, that's the bomb. And I'm really curious, like, so I know what cosplay is, but I also don't think that if I just, like, looked up the word without knowing anybody who does it, I would have a really true representation of what it means and what it looks like. So walk us through what it means to you and how you got into it and why you're so passionate about it. Because I think associating a person with it versus like a generalized group helps destigmatize it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically I have favorite characters from like video games or shows that I watch, and they are usually like those characters that really resonate with me as a person. And I will recreate their outfits, and there's a lot of websites that have wigs that you can do their hairstyles for and everything like that, and we'll basically put on this costume essentially, and you can walk around, not so much anymore at this moment in time.
Sure.
But, we go to like the conventions and take photos and meet up with people that also do this, or we'll do a big group and do it together. And it's a lot of fun. And when I started doing it, it wasn't as talked about. It was kind of a newer thing.
Still
that was
underground.
Yeah. I first recognized what it was back in college because there was a small convention on my college's campus. And I'd always been into like anime and other like crazy like TV shows. It's just been one of the things I've always liked. So I walked around in it. I did not dress up at that point in time. And I saw other people doing it. I was like, oh my god, I recognize who they are. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I decided the next time that it came around that I was going to do it. So I figured out how to make a couple of things. I've actually made this. Am I pointing to it? Is it pointing to this thing behind me?
Yeah.
I made that.
Cool.
For a big one that I did. I've learned a lot of really weird craft things, but it's kind of led me into really liking design and like drawing. And digital art.
Yeah.
So I've kind of ventured into all of that too.
I love that. You know what, like I said, not knowing anybody beforehand and starting to meet people in this community who are either do cosplay or very familiar with it, it ends up being so much more than like, what's the word, like people who are like super fans or like maniacs or whatever weird term people might want to say. Like it really is just like it's like an advanced version of, you know, Halloween and someone trying to pay homage to, you know, their favorite characters. It doesn't need to be as I don't know, from the outside looking in, as strange as I think some people in conventional wisdom see it. Like, and that's probably why it started to become less and less underground. People started to realize like this is actually really cool, and these characters and these conventions and some of the ways you can sort of honor your favorite, you know, characters and it's really cool. And you know, and then you, like you mentioned on the back end, you learn all these new like skills and abilities, which is probably an unforeseen really cool bonus on top of everything.
With streaming, it's been a really cool bonus.
Yeah. Yep. That's very cool. How long have you been doing it? And like what's like your, you know, without COVID, like what are your goals? What are you trying to do with it long term? Is there a character you want to, you know, your next character on your list?
I've been doing it since 2013.
Oh wow,
so
long
almost
time.
10, so 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Character wise, I want to do like Skull Kid from Majora's Mask, like the Legend of Zelda, like the really big mask.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen it, but I want to do that. There's a couple more armor type build things, like I built, like, so the helm behind me is like all craft foam. So it's very light. It doesn't look like it, but it's not heavy at all. But a lot of people will make armor pieces out of it. So I want to do something along those lines.
That's
make
cool.
like a big armor piece set and do that. I haven't quite figured out with who yet, but it is on my list to do a whole set.
That is so fun. It's got to be really fun to not only have that as a hobby, but then like it's not a hobby that sort of like has a real like limit. I mean, there are obviously some limits, like, you know, cost and things like that, but like you really get to like dive into a bunch of different areas and change, and it can evolve over time, as opposed to, you know, if you're a collector of something, or, you know, you like, for me, golf is like one of my hobbies. My skills and ability in golf have an upper limit. Like, I will only get so good at it, and then it'll drive me crazy for the rest of my life. So it's pretty fun for you to be able to like explore it deeper and wider, and have it kind of like ebb and flow. It's pretty fun. I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. State cosplay champion. That's so funny, Sim. In high school, I used to make chainmail. Very cool. Wild.
Oh, nice.
I was going to say, that feels like it would take a long time. All right, I got a couple more for you, and I'm pretty excited about these. What's the underrated app on your phone that people should know about?
Oh my god, hold on. Let me grab my phone, because I just recently downloaded this, and probably... Okay, I am... I like puzzle games.
Okay.
Little puzzle things. So I have this thing called Project Makeover, where you do stupid, like, little, like, kind of like Candy Crush, like, where you match the things, and you collect coins, and then you can, like, do dress overs for, like, people. Like, you can do, like, different outfits, and you can, like, make over their rooms.
So it's like The Sims meets, like, Candy Crush.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of fun, but it also, I get kind of frustrated at some of them, because, like, some of the puzzles are really stupid, but I figure them out, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know if many people play it, but
that's fun. Project Makeover, huh?
Yeah, you just get to, like, you collect the coins, you can change, like, it's like their room, like, the idea is, like, you're, like, this big makeup artist person, and you're, you have, like, this client, and they want you to change their whole outfit, like, their style, and then, like, their room, too. Nice.
That's pretty fun. I mean, like, I played The Sims a little bit, but some of those, like, simulator games can be really immersive and pretty awesome. Like, I remember Roller Coaster Tycoon having a huge impact on me, like, stuff like that. It's just pretty cool.
So yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon is the shit.
I know, that was the bomb. I think they've made some more. I haven't played any of them since, and they're, like, probably too advanced for me now by this point. Like, there's such a learning curve. You wouldn't even be able to get back into it unless you really did your homework. But
oh yeah,
that's so fun. Roller Coaster Tycoon was the bomb. But that sounds like a cool app. I'm trying to think. I would say I'll keep it in the streaming space.
Okay.
The app is called Mojo. Mojo. Have you heard of that before?
No. What's that?
I don't really know how to describe it, other than it's a design app that is sort of fine-tuned for social media management. So, like, it's an app like that helps you make animated Instagram stories, for example, or to take something that is designed to be just a tweet and give it some movement, and you can add music, you can instantly plug some of your favorite social media sites. You can sort of like build out like your own branding and sort of have it like, if you were going to go live, instead of like taking, a random image off the internet and saying I'm live playing this game, you could find a clip of that game, save it to your phone as a video, and then add it into Mojo and have it export you out like a really cool template of an animated graphic that sort of has your text fly in and zoom and say you're streaming and what time, and then zoom out, just stuff like that. So yeah, it's got really, really cool features, and it's underrated. I don't think a lot of content creators are aware of it and using it, and I think it's like $50 for the like professional version for like a year. So if you are in a space where you're making content and you're like, I could use the features in the pro version and you generate revenue off of Twitch or anything else like that, you can kind of like justify making a purchase like that. You know what I mean? So definitely check out the Mojo app. Highly recommend it.
Gonna have to download that after this.
It's definitely cool. Definitely cool. And you actually can resize and repurpose all of your stuff as well. So if you make something that is formatted vertically to be an Instagram story, you actually can duplicate the project and then change the sizing so that it fits onto an Instagram post, or it fits into a Twitter, like the different formats across all these different social media sites. So definitely really cool, handy, makes it a lot easier for you to get through some of that stuff.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. Kitchen Kills is in the building, says my birthday's the 18th. You legend. What's up, Kills? Appreciate you, sis. I knew I liked you. Us March babies, you know? And Squee says, happy early birthday, my guy. I'm taking a shot for you as it is my birthday today. Squee, happy freaking birthday.
Happy birthday.
That is very cool. Are you a March birthday too? Was it your birthday recently?
No, I'm a January baby.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Mocha's was definitely recent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely saw that. And I do remember yours being relatively, I guess January is still only a month or two away. I was going to say, I thought we celebrated you. Yeah, I know. COVID time is just strange. I don't even know how to really process it, you know? Okay. Speaking of, when I came across this, I didn't realize how relevant it would be for COVID. And it can be COVID related or not. It's up to you. What do you understand today about your life that you didn't understand a year ago?
Ooh. I don't want this to sound like really not weird, but so I only go to work now, obviously, and then I don't go anywhere else. And I feel like we didn't do much outside of that. Like, we hung out with friends and things like that, but I have discovered, and Rob will say this too, we're okay with the idea of just chilling and just not having to. I know, like, a lot of people probably feel like, oh my God, I haven't seen people. I've come to the conclusion, like, being able to talk to people, for me, it's not so much always that human interaction in person as much as it's just being able to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, because honestly, outside of that, my life has been very just nursing.
Yeah, sure. It's been just inundated with your work stuff.
It's tested me a bit too.
Yeah.
I will say COVID has tested me.
I mean, how could it not? I mean, not only where you work, but the stress that it puts on your job. I mean, your job is stressful enough. You're in one of those professions where you have a chance to be stressed out just by normal work, let alone the work and the drama that would, a global pandemic would cause. So I definitely feel that.
I do also want to add, I feel like I've gotten even better at how I handle my work situations since I've been in COVID. Because while we do things in a very particular way with nursing and all of that, when COVID hit, we had to change everything.
Yeah.
I really had to change things for my team to work together to understand what we needed to do, because I'm putting people, I have to put my team members at risk.
Yeah.
I have to tell my nurses, like, you have to go take care of that COVID patient.
Yeah.
Like, I need you to do that. And I think it's shaped me in that leadership form as well.
That's got to be crazy. Whether or not people, like whether or not you were, or people in similar roles like you, but in different facilities were ready for it. I mean, it kind of made everybody sort of grow up in some ways real fast. So I'm sure you were thriving and killing it. And I'm so proud of you and so happy for you.
Thank you.
That's it. That's a really good answer. I think Rita and I definitely feel some of that too. I would say, I don't want to say that this is something I didn't understand before, but I would say it certainly like came more into focus in the last year for me. Rita and I are both only children, and we both have parents. Her parents didn't have to do it while I knew them, but they had to do it in their own time. And my parents are currently going through it, which is caretaking for their parents. and the
Oh.
stress and rigors that come with all of those moving parts, while also being like weighed down by the sadness of it all. It's been really interesting and hard to watch my parents go through it, and it's shaped me and Rita a lot. Like, we get married, I lose my grandmother to COVID last March. My parents are dealing with taking care of everybody and their parents, and then it's like, now that we're married, like, we need like life insurance. You know what I mean? Like, you start to like get it, like makes you like realize some of that stuff. And it was just really interesting. And like I said, it's not that I didn't know about it, but it certainly brought it more into the forefront for me personally. Not that it's good or bad, but certainly something to sort of makes you grow up, whether or not you're really ready to or not. You know, just how futile and how fragile everybody is, and especially your family. It's kind of crazy. So kind of crazy.
Right. No. So my mom had life insurance on me, and she, as soon as we got married, she like did some things and she got it set up so it was Rob's responsibility now.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, you guys are married, so it's your responsibility now. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's so funny you bring that up, because Rita just last week started to go back into work, and she was like, I'm having trouble. I'm stressing because my work, I'm having trouble like getting on my work Wi-Fi, because I've been at home with Wi-Fi for so long. I need to be really careful at work, like not being on the Wi-Fi, because I will see an uptick in my data. My dad will notice that I'm going over, and then he'll try to give me my cell phone like bill. You know what I mean? Like, she's like on the family plane, so she's trying to like fly under the radar as a married woman, still being on dad's cell phone bill. And I'm laughing to myself. I'm like, it's not like your dad doesn't know that he pays for you each month. But she's trying not to like raise any additional suspicion, which is pretty funny. She's something else. That's amazing. Wilting Rosie in the building says, did I join at a bad time? Of course not. Anytime hanging out with me and Kat is a good time. Appreciate you guys being here.
Right.
Sim Floyd, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you hanging out in here tonight as well. Squee, happy birthday again. Who else is in here? Did I miss? Mighty Frog says, hey Kimbro, appreciate you, brother. I hope you're doing well, Mighty Frog. Thank you guys for hanging out. Kitchen Kills, we love you. Me and my husband are both the third and fourth. So weird how that happens. You mean like kids, like in your families? Yeah, it's just so interesting. So yeah, it's just one of those things, like, we being only children, we were like, oh, this falls on us and we need to sort of be ready. So yeah, not to be morbid or anything, but that is something that, you know, adult stuff starts to kick in for you, unfortunately.
No, you're okay.
Squeeze says, need that unlimited plan. Absolutely. True story. Do you? She's gonna try to hop on my bill and make my bill more expensive. Nah. You stay on your dad's. Get out of my paycheck.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm kidding. What's a piece of advice that you've often given, but you find yourself struggling to follow yourself, Kat?
Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna be called out here.
This is one of those first ones. I've never asked anybody this question.
I feel like Liv's gonna also understand this in a way, is apologizing for not being there for things when you do not have the capability to be there. Like, because like always feeling like I should be doing something for somebody else, even though like my life is, I have my own things I have to do.
Yeah.
Like, I can't always be doing like all these little things, but it's like, but I always tell people, you don't need to be sorry about those things. Like, you know, don't let people make you feel that way. But I have a very, very, very I have a very hard time myself accepting that I am allowed to have my own time to myself with everything. Yeah. I'm a very busy person, but outside of work and streams, I'm also in grad school. I'm very busy. Crazy. So when I use this, I don't know if you've heard of like the spoons method, or like people talking about spoons, like having these spoons. It's like a metaphor. It's like you only have so many and you pass them around and you give them out to do all these things. I learned it from one of my friends. He uses it a lot. So at some point, you know, sometimes I don't have the spoons to give, or I'll be in the negative, so I can't always be there. But I will always, you know, it's so hard. I try to tell people, like exactly like Liv saying in chat, you know, I'll tell her that stuff, and we'll tell each other that, like, not to worry about those things. You know, like, you don't need to be sorry. But we both, I think, find it very hard to follow that advice ourselves.
Yeah. No, that's definitely tough. I actually feel like either Liv tweeted about it today, or somebody else I saw tweeted about something very similar where, you know, it's just really, really hard to not overextend yourself, but we're always sort of telling others not to overextend themselves, you know what I mean, and trying to figure out what's going on. So that's an interesting introspective look. It's great advice, but it's definitely hard to not follow it yourself as well. That's a really good example. I'm trying to think. You know, I think for me, I think especially like in my community, trying to like, because my community it's built in a lot of really, really great ways, but oftentimes some of the people I engage with the most are like young adult men, young men, and you know, I like to think that I sort of set a good example for them, but at the same time, like, I think patience and like making sure that you can support people, but kind of to your same it's really along the same lines of what you're saying, where, you know, not overextending yourself. I would almost say like boundaries is like the right word. Like, establishing appropriate boundaries is something that I think I try to tell others to do, and then maybe I catch myself not doing a good job of. I make myself overly available, and sometimes I need to make sure that I'm not too available, just because of some of the things you mentioned, and making sure that I still have energy left for my friends, my family, my wife, right? Like, so it's part of, like, you know, diving into this head first and being passionate about this. You know, you lose track of time, or you lose track of the fact that you spend all this time working on this thing and you haven't eaten or whatever, or like you know, haven't given your person, you know, your quality time. So it's definitely something that I think I try to like explain, but also need to continue to work on. So
I am very guilty sometimes of not eating prior to stream, and I get yelled at by my mom team a lot of the time, because they'll be like, why did you not eat? And I'll be like, I'm sorry.
That's me right now. I ate a lunch and didn't get food because I was busy between work and making sure coughed cat was spelled correctly, and then,
you know what, I can't yell at you. I did not eat prior to this either. So.
Sometimes it'd be like that. But we'll all try to be better. We've said it out loud now. We've put it out there into the collective zeitgeist. People know it's out in the public. So now we have to like hold ourselves accountable to it, you know?
Yeah. All right, Liv, we told Kimbro, so we gotta really stick to it.
That's right. I'll be hunting you guys down for sure. Squee, I appreciate you. Says I got to get some gaming in before scotch and cigars. That sounds amazing. Ooh. Always a pleasure. Kat, I got you on the follow. Looking forward to seeing your content.
Thanks, Squee. Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday, Squee. That is awesome. Enjoy your night. Thank you for spending any of your day, let alone your birthday, hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Wilting Rosie says, no, need to eat. I know. Promise.
I promise.
But thank you for being here, Rosie. Thank you for hanging out tonight and spending some time. Sim Floyd, appreciate you hanging out. Thank you again for the follow. Nip, I love you. Thanks for being here, brother. I will say this. Nip brings up a good point. Says it's okay to take a couple days off stream so you don't burn out. I actually think I've done a really good job not being subject to burnout. Like, I've not done a good job with like boundaries as it relates to my availability for others, but I have done a really good job with not necessarily setting a stream schedule, but finding a nice balance between work time with Rita / family and friends and time on stream. And I think my community has been, you know, really, really sweet and kind to me adjusting to that. You know, I don't have a published stream schedule, and they have to just be on the fly. Like, I got to wait for Kimbro's tweet or his Discord message to tell us if we're going to have a stream today. And so they've been really, really sweet about that. And I will say, I think I've done a really good job, like, not doing too many streams or streaming for too long, so much so that I start to feel burnout myself. Which I think has been good for like longevity for sure.
Definitely. And so I do have a set schedule, but that's mostly just because since I do work those 12-hour days, I'm always set in a schedule too. Mm-hmm. So I know my nursing schedule. And what I did was I picked the days I don't work, and then I always take Saturday and Sunday off. So I only stream 3 days a week.
Good.
But I have that time for school. I have that time for work. I have my time for Rob.
So you found the balance.
Yeah, and I would think that I think it has really helped me progress. It is a newer thing. I would say the schedule's been about a 6-month schedule, but I think it's helped me a lot growing wise. I think the community has really changed since then and really grown since then.
Sure. Well, and I was going to say, like, it seems like you probably figured out how to do it. Like, you have a schedule, but the schedule is a result of you doing the work to figure out what would my schedule look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what would it look like? How would it actually be?
Right.
So I don't think a schedule is a bad thing in that particular situation, for sure. I'm happy for you. I'm glad. And like I said, I think not having burnout is really a good thing, and finding a way to find a balance is important. So yeah. Squee is crazy. Squee's on his birthday gifting subs to the channel. So I said, this man can't be in here on his birthday and not have a sub of his own. Thank you, Squee. Enjoy your night, brother. You're crazy. Thank you for supporting the community. Wilting Rosie hit us with the follow and then got a gifted sub. Simp Floyd's been hanging out in here and got hit with a gifted sub. Congratulations to you guys. Enjoy the emotes. Enjoy being a part of the community. I appreciate you. Yeah, make sure you guys follow Kat too while you're in here. She's an awesome friend. She's been killing it tonight, and I appreciate your honesty and you being open. I got only a couple more for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
What's something many people fear that doesn't scare you at all?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna get really real here.
Okay.
And I'm really sorry. Death.
Okay, that's a good one.
I've heard a lot. I know a lot of people that are scared of death, and I don't know if it is because of the field that I'm in. I have seen, I have gone from like seeing life come into the world. I've also taken care of people who have taken their last breath, and I don't know if it's the empathetic side of myself, but I don't want to live in that fear of like, oh my God, like, is today the day?
Yeah.
Or like, how am I, like, I'm not worried about when, I'm not worried about how, I want to live my life into the fullest and however long that life may be, especially with Rob and everything too. And I want to see what life we create. So it doesn't scare me. Like, the thought of it doesn't scare me. But I know a lot of my friends are really, 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 really scared of death and dying, and it is something that I find I never feared it.
Yeah, it just never really got you that way. That's so fascinating, and I'm laughing because Liv just put me in the chat. Like I
didn't think of you. I swear. Yeah. I have another friend who also feels that way. It wasn't you. I swear.
She just raises her hand as tribute. Yeah, no, that's actually a really, really great answer, and it's so fascinating, and it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense that you have experienced and seen literally the full life cycle and how it shaped you. It's fascinating, and I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I feel a little bit like you. Like if it were to all be done today, I'd be okay and at peace with it. But I also don't want it to be done. You know what I mean? Like I would love as much time as possible to be able to figure it out and spend time with Rita and start a family and all of that stuff. That's a really good answer. That's a fantastic answer.
I'm just getting real.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was actually gonna I was expecting you to say like spiders or something, and
I'm not scared of spiders.
you threw me off by how brutally honest you were and transparent, and I love that. That's the mark of a good guest. I was gonna say for me, it's probably like something like public speaking. Like I know that's a real genuine fear for a lot of people, and I don't know if it was just always innately in me or if it was cultivated. You know, I took some public speaking classes in college on purpose, and
oh really?
It just it's just never been something I've struggled with. So yeah, that's if I were to like wear a badge proudly, it's like in that category, it would be that I can public speak, like something like that. But yours is way better, so you know, it is what it is. Oh man, that's a great question, and you guys all had some really great answers. Wild says, I'm not scared of death, I'm scared of being by myself when death takes me. Yo, that's true.
Ooh.
That's true. That one is a scared one.
That's understandable.
Yeah. Wilting Rosie says, I'm scared of heights. Definitely. I'm not a huge fan of heights. How do you feel about heights?
I don't mind roller coasters. I don't want to be like, so I can do a roller coaster. That doesn't bother me. I don't want to be standing still high up.
Yeah, that's not as fun.
I don't want to jump out of a plane.
No.
My best friend has gone skydiving with her husband, and she's like, you should go sometime. I was like, not even if you paid me.
Never.
No amount of money will make me jump out of an airplane.
Never, ever, ever would I ever want to. Like, to me, it takes a special kind of person to want to jump out of a perfectly moving flying plane. It's fine. It's operating fully functionally, and you just want to jump out.
Yeah.
Nah.
Right. Like, no, I'd rather it land on the ground where I can put my feet.
Yep, me too. Now, that being said, I'm also cool with roller coasters. And I actually do enjoy flying, so I don't have like that fear of height, but I definitely am not about to stand on the edge of a building. You know. I
think it's the move. I don't mind planes all that much either, or like we just said, like roller coasters. It's if I cannot move and I am up really high, it bothers me.
I feel that. This is so funny. Such a great conversation. Nip says, I'm scared of death due to life experience and coming close to it when I was in an accident a couple years ago. It's even made me think of if I want to do certain stuff, which I want to accomplish, but the thought of when it happens again pops in my head. But I won't let anything stop me from accomplishing what I want to accomplish. That's beautiful. Overcoming fear, like that's like the ultimate goal sometimes, you know?
For sure.
I love that. Squeeze says, I don't fear death, but I fear death for my family. Not sure if that even makes sense. That's kind of like reminds me of like Wild's. Like Wild, in my mind, it could be taken a couple different ways. Like I don't want to die alone with no one by my side, but I also like, I've heard my mom say this. I don't want to be the last one to die. Like I need to go first. Like she says that about my dad sometimes. She's like, you're not allowed to go first because I don't want to be here without you. So
yeah,
you know, she wants to win that race to the finish line. So that's an interesting way to think of it too. So yeah. Hollow is in the building. Riss is in the building. You legends. Hello. Hollow says, being a manager has helped me with public speaking.
Oh, nice.
That's a good call. Love it when the work skill set like translates over, you know? Never a bad thing. Livy says, public speaking is something I still struggle with. I think I struggle with a lot of things, apparently.
You're fine.
You're the best. We love you so much. You are so fun. Squeeze says, full send. And Riss says, I cried on the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, no thank you.
Oh, nope.
Mm-mm. No. I didn't even know you could actually, like, even potentially be not safe on the Eiffel Tower. Like, is there, like, railings where if I wanted to jump off, I could? I'm not even interested.
Oh, God.
Not even interested. That's so funny. Rosie says, lighthouses scare me. They're tall and I get lightheaded. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a lighthouse. But again, I'm not trying to, like, to your point, I don't want to stand still and be way up high.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I feel that. Okay, I got two more for you. Both of them are a little deep. Are you ready?
All right. I'm ready.
Okay. This first one, I've never asked anybody. This one, I'm really interested in your answer because I like the question. What is the best part of being you, Coffee Cat? I
think think it's the people I'm surrounded by. And that sounds cheesy. But I would not be who I am if I didn't have all of these individuals. And that's going for like people like you today, because I am shaped by all of the people that I admire.
Yeah.
And what y'all don't understand is I get the pleasure of having you as a friend. And that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing in the world, is to have all of these fantastic people. So the best part about, getting, like, I have all these amazing people surrounding me, and these people have shaped me and helped me make it through parts of my life, whether or not you know it or not. You've influenced me.
Yeah.
And so let me just get sappy on Maine here.
That's such a great answer. You have caught me a couple times where, because I've done this a handful of times with a bunch of different people, and I've loved every single one of them. But you've caught me off balance a couple times with how good your answer is, and this is another one.
Yeah, I think we've known each other about a year, I would say, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably about a year. I'm just comfortable with you and with like Liv and Kablam and like everybody else that I've met last year towards the beginning of when I started streaming. And even though we've all never met in person, we're all such a tight-knit group that I'm just comfortable in having fun. It's like, yeah, we're live on stream talking to a bunch of people, but I also don't, I'm not, it sounds like it's just you and me chatting. Like, we're just having a normal conversation, like I came down to hang out with you.
Absolutely. And that's the beautiful part of this. And honestly, one of the things that I didn't really even see coming about this series, like, when I started doing this, I really just wanted to shed light on like other streamers and introduce my community to other people that I get to lurk or watch and hang out with that they maybe don't get to see. Like, that was like the entry level idea. And then this weird secondary like wave came and hit me in the back of the head, which was like, you only talk to like your wife, text messages with your friends, and your coworkers on Zoom. This is so fun to be able to talk to somebody else and have like a meaningful conversation. Even though it is virtual and through a screen, you can have a completely different and enlightening conversation with somebody that we haven't had a chance to do in so long, that we all like took for granted forever. So yeah, this has been super fun, and that's a great answer. I love that. What else were you going to add to it? I feel like I cut you off.
Oh no, it's just, yeah, like just being around everybody and getting to be myself, I can be myself around everybody that I have met. So
that's so good. I'm actually not even going to follow that up. I'm not even going to answer that. What you did is untouchable. I'm just going to leave it as it is because I loved it so much. This last question I love to ask. This is my last one. If you guys have a question, let me know. Thank you, Squee, for the 79 bits. You're crazy. You don't need to do that. If you guys have a question for Kat, let me know in the chat. But as far as like formal ones from me, this is my last one, and it's my favorite, the one I always ask at the end. Which of your family or friends are you the most proud of, and why?
Oh, damn it. I'm going to get real deep again, and I apologize.
I love it.
My younger brother. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Some of them do tie in with my dad.
Yeah.
He took on a lot of responsibilities when that happened. Whether or not he needed to, he felt that need, like he had to do it.
Yeah. And
I'm really proud because he was only 23, I think. He was 22 when it happened.
Wow.
So kind of young in sense of like, at least in like an adult way.
Incredibly young, yeah.
And he's in the Air Force. He was very influenced by my dad. That is something he's been doing. He does intel.
Wow.
And I've seen him grow from that instance because he has been so influenced by our dad. And he'll tell me that. He'll call me. He'll talk to me, which wasn't something he would usually do.
Mm-hmm.
He'd text me every once in a while, but he actually has started to call me and talk to me, and he recently called me and told me that he went for a position, like a full-time, like stationed position in his on his base, and he got it.
Wow.
And he told me he got it. So what that means is that if he is to leave, if he does any type of deployment, it doesn't even have to be across the country, that if when he comes home, he has his job.
That's awesome.
Because sometimes that's not a thing. They get tossed around in assignments a lot of the time, but he has that permanent job, and I'm proud of him. He talked about going back to school to finish his bachelor's degree, because it's not very easy when you're in the military.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm really proud of who he has become.
That's so beautiful. I don't have any siblings. A big portion of me when I was younger was really happy that I was an only child. I thought it was really cool. That was really unique. I was like the only one. As I've gotten older, and I talked a little bit about it before with like caretaking for older adults, it's not so fun anymore. It's not so fun, and it's beautiful when I hear people, and a lot of people have been on here and talked about their relationship with their sibling and how great it is, and it makes me jealous. It makes me jealous that I don't have the ability to have some of those thoughts, or even something as simple as, you and your brother have memories of your father that you guys will always have together. And, in his legacy, when he's not with us anymore, his story will go on, your dad's, and it'll go on through the two of you, and you guys reliving it with your family or telling it at family gatherings and stuff. It's awesome, and I'm glad that you and your brother are close. I'm glad that he's growing up and maturing and sort of stepping up into such an awesome role. It's just really cool stuff. I don't know him, but he sounds awesome.
He's pretty great. The funny thing is Rob's an only child too.
Oh wow.
So when I first met Rob and I brought him to meet the family, I had told him I had a brother, and he met my brother, and he was like, oh my gosh, like he's really chill, really cool kid and whatnot. And we talked about like our a family that we will have someday, and I looked at him and I was like, I hope you realize like I want 2 kids, because I grew up with a sibling.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could do that to our children, not to have a sibling.
Yeah. Rita and I have talked about it a little bit, and we liked growing up as only children. Neither of us liked the idea that we will have this onus and responsibility. So both of us are like, nah, we don't want to have only children. Being only children, we don't want to have only children. So I feel Rob's pain. I definitely understand where Rob's coming from. I definitely do.
I also realized that there is a bit of a difference when you like, not like in a bad way, but somebody who grew up without a sibling and somebody who did, is that he always told me that, he always got everything because it was just him. And I don't know if that's similar to you or not. But I was never used to that because, there was always 2 of us and things like that. And it's really, really cool. Yeah,
no, it is. And I'm glad you guys had that. We definitely, if I didn't always get everything or anything, I certainly, for better or for worse, got the attention. I wasn't splitting anyone's attention. Like it was, you're the focal point, you're the center point. It's probably why I ended up being so comfortable public speaking. Like you're kind of always, the eyes are on you. So it just sort of, at some point, it just feels natural if you've been doing it since you were a child. So, but yeah, it's not the same now that we're older. We don't feel like the same, like, this was awesome. It's like, now we're adults and this kind of sucks. You know what I mean? That's kind of how we are. So it's just where it is. OG hit us with the 8-month resub. Came in to lurk. Says, hope you and the family are doing well. Appreciate you, OG. You're awesome and amazing. And I just am so thankful for your support. Squee with the 79 biddies. Appreciate you, brother. Go enjoy your freaking birthday, man. You legend. Okay. Wild says that he wants to do one more question, and this is the official last question. Then we will let you get on about your evening. The question goes a little bit like this, Kat.
Okay.
You have 5 minutes. There's a detective coming to your house, and they're going to search your house up and down looking for a paper clip. You have 5 minutes to hide that paper clip anywhere inside your house, not on your body. Where are you going to put it so that it doesn't get found? Because if it gets found, you go to jail. And if it doesn't get found, you win $1 million. So it's either money or you're going to jail, depending on how well you hide this paperclip somewhere in your house.
Ooh. What they don't realize is I have a lot of really... I'm probably gonna hide it in that thing, because that thing... So what I did to it, the wig is like, there's a wig inside of it that I sewed in and like propped up.
Yeah.
And it's thick.
Okay.
I'll just put it in there.
Slide it in there.
Slide it in there, and it's so thick, you're gonna, like, no one's gonna dig through, and it's all spiked up and everything.
Yeah.
So, like, with wigs like that, it's really heavy, and it's really thick, but there's, like, a mesh cap underneath it, and I would, like, pin it underneath there, because you can't get underneath the helmet to get to it.
I love that.
Because it's already in there.
That's pretty perfect. That's pretty good. We always crack a joke. There's a running joke on my 21 questions about there's essentially this thing hanging behind me on the wall. It's a long story. When I tried to install it, I took a huge chunk out of the wall, like with my screwdriver. It's like a huge gouge. We could all hide it in there, 100%. So that it's covered by a candle. We didn't replace it. Like, it's just like a candle's blocking it, so you can't see it. So I would either hide it there, or I heard one of these from someone else that I was talking to. Someone asked me about what I do, and I said, oh, I do these question series, and, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, what kind of questions do you ask? Oh, I do something like this. And I used the paperclip example. And they said, which I thought was genius, they would hide the paperclip in a, like, box of paperclips. Like, one inside of a ton of them. I was like, damn, that is too good. That is too damn smart.
Well, yeah, because they don't know which paperclip it is.
They don't know which paperclip it is. So they may, like, rather than like worrying about where to hide it, you hide it in plain sight amongst a bunch of other things that are the exact same thing, and the chances of them finding the one that you have aren't very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really smart. I was super impressed by the big brain on that answer. I had to share it with you. Kat, thank you so much for this. This was so fun.
No, thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you had fun, and I appreciate you spending your evening with us. Tell us a little bit about what you're streaming, your schedule, where can we find you? Just, give us all the details. All right.
So I am a variety streamer, but I'm pretty big into like RPG style games. I'm finishing up Final Fantasy 13 tomorrow. I believe we're in the end game. That should be it.
I saw that yesterday. You thought it was over. It's getting close.
I think we're very close to the end, so I would think tomorrow we'll probably tackle the last bit of it from what I'm kind of hearing from the community.
I love it.
And then we're going to jump into the Resident Evil series. I'm very, very excited.
Nice.
I do stream, so I stream pretty much all of the same days. Like I have the schedule tab. I stream Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST and Fridays at 1 p.m. EST because I don't work on Fridays. But I have a D&D campaign that's on Friday.
Ah, okay.
So it's at night, so I stream earlier in the day.
Nice.
And all of my socials are Coffee Cat. It's spelled that way. It actually, one of my mods came up with the spelling of it because I really like, if you hadn't figured it out, I really like coffee.
Of course.
But it was their idea to change the spelling, and Cat's just a nickname that's stuck with me for years. They've always called me Cat, so I was like, all right, that sounds cool. So,
I love it. It's awesome. I can tell you the branding, the marketing, what you're doing is working. It stood out when we first met. It still stands out to me today. I can vouch as a I don't even remember it. It's if it's not a year, it's close to a year of supporting Kat as a subscriber in her channel. She does a wonderful job. She's really, really talented. She plays a variety of games, and the nice part is, I think you do a really great job giving games that I would say are either retro or maybe aren't mainstream so much life and energy. People really do come for you more than they would come for like the killer graphics or like the crazy story. I mean, they really enjoy watching you experience games for the first time, and you deserve a ton of credit for that. And it's one of my favorite, secret powers that you have.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
I'm glad to see whatever it is that I am doing is paying off.
It
And
is
for you as well.
Well,
Sir.
I'm proud of all of us. I was
Yes.
talking to somebody about it recently about our like little graduating class, like the people that I sort of came into streaming with, either slightly before or slightly after, and all of us who have sort of cross-pollinated our communities together. We're all doing such a great job and pushing the envelope and finding new innovative ways to engage with communities or learn how to be better streamers with different things that we're doing and implementing. It's really fun, and I'm proud of all of us, and kudos to you, sis. I appreciate you.
Kudos to you, friend.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Kat, you're amazing. We appreciate you. And just keep doing what you're doing. Stay safe. Keep saving lives out there, you know?
Yes.
All right, homie.
Thank you again, friend.
You're welcome. We love you.
Love you too. Bye, everybody.
Kat's the GOAT. Yeah, we love Kat. We love Kat so much. Do me a favor. Whatever you're doing, stop and make sure you follow Kat for me on Twitch. Such an awesome content creator and so sweet, so thoughtful and insightful. I mean, just a wonderful person to have a conversation with. So definitely love us some Kat in here. And thank you guys for giving us your Tuesday night to hang out. Really appreciate you. Super fun. Nip said had a blast. Kills, thanks for being here. Rosie, it was nice to meet you. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you got gifted a sub.